Hi, and welcome back to Wapello County Conservation's educational video series. Today we're out here again at Pioneer Ridge to talk to you about this bright yellow flower right in front of me, the partridge pea. Now the partridge pea is actually a native legume, so it can grow up to 1 to 3 feet. As you can see, it's decently tall. It's going to grow in prairies, savannas, grasslands, open woodlands, and any other disturbed site, because this plant doesn't actually need great growing conditions to grow. So it doesn't need super great soil or anything like that. It's just going to grow in bright conditions. And then actually a kind of a fun fact about this, so since it's a legume and in the pea family, if you look closely at the leaves you might see they kind of look like locust tree leaves. And that's because they're actually in the same family as the locust tree. And again, if you look closely at these leaves, you're going to see all these tiny little leaflets. There's going to be about 10 to 15 pairs of these. And actually when you touch these, they may slowly start to close up, which gave rise to the partridge pea's nickname, which would be the sensitive plant. So if you kind of brush your finger along there, you may find that the leaves kind of slowly start to close up. And then that's not the only time that they close up. These leaves do close at night, and then they're going to open again in the morning, ready to collect a bunch of sunlight. So moving on from the leaves to these little bright flowers, as you can see, there's going to be 5 different sized petals. Some of them are kind of close in size, but they are different sizes, and the bright yellow color and the shape of the flower actually helps to attract pollinators, such as bees, wasps, flies, different beetles. Ants actually come and get nectar from this plant. Now if you take a look at these seed pods, they are a little different from seed pods on maybe other prairie plants that you would find. They're really long. They actually grow 1.5 to 2.5 inches. And the cool thing about these is when the seed pods are done, they're mature and they're ready to drop seeds, they're actually going to split right along the middle, and they'll kind of curl up and they'll begin to release the seeds right onto the ground. So it's kind of really convenient, and also is why when you find partridge pea, you're going to find big dense patches of it like this, because the seed pods are going to split right open and they're going to drop the seeds decently close to the parent plants. Seed pods are also another reason why the partridge pea is a pretty important plant in the prairie, because these seed pods mature later into the year. So once they're mature, it's kind of getting close to winter. So game birds such as pheasants, turkeys, quail, even prairie chickens, which are not a game bird, but they do eat these seed pods. So they are an important food source into the winter for game birds. Rabbits, field mice, other small mammals also eat these seed pods. And another way that these plants are important is that since they grow in kind of dense patches, they are good at providing habitat and cover for, again, smaller mammals and different game birds that are going to be wandering through here. And they are very important for pollinators, as I talked about earlier. Bees get in here, ants will take the nectar. There's species of sulfur butterflies that actually need this plant to lay their eggs on. So they specifically select that partridge pea. They're going to come and they're going to lay their eggs on the leaves, and eventually once those eggs hatch, those larvae will begin to feed on the partridge pea. So without those species of butterflies might not be around. But personally, I think the reason why partridge peas are so important is because they're a legume. So being a legume, they're going to fix nitrogen into the soil, they're going to add it back in, which is good for the soil and other plants growing around. So that's why I think partridge peas are cool and important to the environment. So thanks again for tuning into our educational video series. I hope you learned a lot about partridge pea and maybe think it's a cool plant just like I do. So why don't you come on out here to Pioneer Ridge, find some partridge pea, check out the cool leaves, maybe see if you can get them to close up a little bit. Maybe see if you can see some of the bumblebees or honeybees or other pollinators climbing into the bright yellow flowers. But more importantly, just get outside, enjoy a hike, and have a wonderful day.